It didn't come from a map or a place I could simply track down, just a message speaking of something scattered across the region, pieces of powerful armour, lost, hidden, and in some cases, protected. If any of it was real, it wasn't going to be easy to find. But if I wanted to keep going and exploring more of this world, then I needed every piece that was out there. The first piece was said to be hidden somewhere in the mountains, and getting there meant travelling further than I had before. It didn't take long to realise this wasn't going to be a simple climb. The higher I went, the more exposed it became, until eventually there was only one way forward, a narrow ridge with nothing but open air on either side. One wrong step and it would have been over. I paused for a moment, looking back across the world below. I hadn't travelled this far out before, and from up here you could see everything. But I hadn't come all this way just to turn back. As I crossed the ridge and started searching for the cave, something moved in the distance. Then, suddenly, it was in front of me. The Ice Walker, a creature formed entirely from ice, rising from the mountain itself, as if it had been waiting there all along, and in that moment it became clear. This wasn't just a search. These pieces weren't simply hidden, they were guarded. I tried to hold my ground, striking where I could, but every hit felt like it barely made a difference. It moved slowly, but every attack carried weight, forcing me to stay just out of reach, waiting for an opening. One mistake up here, and there was nowhere to recover. But eventually, it started to crack, and with one final strike, it shattered, breaking apart into frozen fragments as scattered across the mountain. For a moment, everything was calm again, but the armour wasn't there, which meant it was still hidden somewhere higher up. I just kept climbing, searching higher along the mountain, and it took longer than I expected to find the entrance. It was almost invisible, hidden into the rock itself and sealed with ice. I broke through, forcing my way inside and dropped down into the cave below. And there it was, the first piece, just waiting to be found. Leaving the cave behind, I made my way back down the mountain, following the flow of water as it carved its way through the rock. If the rumours were true, it would lead me to the next piece. The further I descended, the louder it became, until eventually, it was there, a waterfall, hidden high in the mountains. Without another way forward, I dropped down, letting the current carry me into the water below. It was cold, clear, almost untouched. I pushed through, swimming across the next drop before stepping out and moving closer to the falls themselves. At first, it looked like nothing more than solid water crashing down against the rock. But as I moved closer, something felt different. I pushed through, and just behind it, there it was, hidden from sight, sealed away by nothing more than the water itself. Another piece, waiting to be found. Leaving the waterfall behind, I stepped back onto solid ground, the sound of rushing water fading as I moved further out, but not far from it, something else caught my attention. A small hut, tucked off to the side, and movement around it. As I got closer, it became clear what was happening. Bandits, and they weren't alone. Prisoners, being held there. At that point, the armour didn't matter, I couldn't just leave them. I moved in, taking them on one by one, forcing them back until there was nothing left standing. When it was over, the prisoners were gone, and the area fell silent once again. But the journey wasn't over. The next piece was still there, and to reach it, I had to climb again. The terrain became rougher as I pushed higher into the mountains, each step more difficult than the last. Eventually, I reached another high point, stopping for a moment to look back across the world below, further than I'd been before. But this time, I didn't stay long. I kept moving, and as I did, something came into view, a tower, but it wasn't empty. As I got closer, I realised who was guarding it. The Black Bears, the same faction that ambushed us at the very beginning, the ones who scattered our group and left us with nothing. But this was the first time I'd come across them since, and this time, things were different. Didn't hesitate, remembering how it ended last time, but this time, I wasn't the same. They came at me the same way as before, confident, aggressive, expecting the same outcome. But I held my ground, Every strike landed harder, every movement felt sharper. This wasn't about revenge anymore, it was about control. And one by one they fell, and for the first time since the ambush things felt different. I actually felt powerful enough to take them on. And from behind the tower I stepped forward and looked out across what lay ahead. And there it was, the ruins, hidden deep below, locked behind the ice. There wasn't an easy way down, so I jumped, letting myself drop from the cliff, gliding down toward it as the ground rushed up to meet me. When I landed, it didn't feel like the other places. This one felt different, colder. The wind cut through everything, freezing me in place if I stood still for too long, forcing me to keep moving just to stay in control. And nothing about it was clear. There were no signs, no obvious path forward. Just broken structures, scattered stone and something hidden beneath it all. I moved through the ruins searching for anything that stood out, but the deeper I went, the more it felt like I was just missing something. Until I climbed higher, standing on top of one of the buildings, I finally saw it. A set of stones, shaped almost like a door. I struck it, and it gave way. The door opened beneath me. Before I could react, I dropped down into whatever was below. When I landed, I realised I wasn't the first to find this place, but whatever had been here was nowhere to be seen. And in the centre of the room, there it was, another piece, hidden beneath everything, but getting in was only half of it. The way out was sealed, metal bars blocking the exit. I looked around searching for anything that could open them, and then I saw it, a fire. I lit it. Leaving the ruins behind, I pushed forward, following a narrow path that climbed higher into the mountains. But then I saw it, a watchtower standing alone against a mountain, and this time, there was no mistaking it. This was the place. I stopped for a moment looking down at it from above. They were everywhere, enemies surrounding the tower, guarding it from all sides. And in that moment, it was clear, this piece wasn't going to be hidden, it was going to be taken. I moved in. They didn't give it up easily. Every step forward had to be fought for, every opening earned, until eventually, nothing was left standing. When it was over, I searched the tower expecting to find it, but there was nothing, which meant it had to be somewhere nearby. I kept looking, scanning the area, until something finally stood out, a cave, hidden along the rock. I moved closer. I searched for a way in, until I found it, another fire. I lit it. Inside, there it was, another piece, guarded, hidden, and earned. And with that, the search was over. One by one, they were found. Hidden, protected, and never easy to reach. Each piece demanded something different. And none of it came easily. But one piece was still missing. And this one isn't hidden, it's waiting.